But first,
fair enough, yeah.
Well, it was an incredible moment. I kind of heard it listening to Sam Matterface on the terrace training at White Hart Lane.
Yeah, me too at Stamford Bridge.
And this was the moment.
Bolton haven't won their game. That means it's going to be okay for QPR. But here's Aguero inside the penalty area. Sergio Aguero! Oh my God! The Premier League for Manchester City. 44 years of hurt has been eradicated in the most dramatic of circumstances.
At which
Good
point
stuff.
I'm just there going, City have won it, and people look at me saying, "You're kidding." I said, "No."
I think I shouted Aguero scored, I think.
Really?
But it was incredible. Absolutely incredible moment.
Well,
As it was on Sky TV.
it certainly was. We maybe bring you Martin shortly, but it was an extension of the Aguero. I think
It was excellent
All
as well.
bets are off
Excellent.
in a moment like that. Martin Tyler, a veteran of every Premier League season, I think added, "You will never see anything like that again in your life." He joins us now. Good afternoon, Martin.
Hi guys, yeah, I've just about got the voice back, and it was. We deal in superlatives, don't we? But it was fantastic, and I have to say that the verbal part is obviously part of the job, but the visual side of it, from my colleagues to have a moment earlier, the shot of Manchester United waiting on the pitch at Sunderland, and then to come back to the action as Balotelli knocked it through to Aguero, and. It was there for all to see, the extremes of emotion. So it was pretty fantastic.
In a moment like that, as a commentator, I mean, the goal goes in, you extend Aguero's name, you can't believe it, you're very excited because, you, like everybody else, you love football. But then you gave it some air, Martin, didn't you? You didn't say anything you let the celebrations speak for themselves.
Yeah, silence is golden. I know commentators we're an odd breed, really, and we certainly have the capacity to ruin moments. So I wasn't going to give myself the chance to do that, but I did think the pictures were everything, and one of the things I've learnt over all these years, I think, is what the camera guys do that gives on television. It is vision, isn't it? And there were brilliant pictures from our director Tony Mills, and but I think I said I swear, which of course I've never done on the air, not yet anyway. But I swear you'll never see anything like it again, or something like that. But you don't plan for these moments. The only thing I would say is when Aguero took that superb touch to set himself up for the shot, I knew he would score. And it just gives you I suppose half a second to get ready for it, really. But no, it was incredible, and the season has been like that, as you've referred to earlier, and of course the ultimate irony from Manchester United's point of view, they've won so many games in circumstances like that. To lose a title, and they took it with dignity and recognised that it was City's day. I'm sure the banter has already started up in Manchester, but it sets it up, and I'm with Mickey Hazard. I can't wait for the next season to start.
It was, it really was incredible. Ironically, though, I thought one of your best commentary moments this season came when Man City lost the game at Sunderland, where I think you nearly exploded. That was also very exciting. It was just that type of season.
Yes, that was the last kick of the game, wasn't it? And it was funny in that game because Martin O'Neill had worked really hard at his team. He hadn't been manager there for very long, in the shape of their team and frustrating, a little bit like Chelsea did to Barcelona, I guess, that they would not get too far across the halfway line if it meant that they would lose the game. And with 20 seconds to go, you realise that wherever the ball ended up, they wouldn't get up the field against City. So he took the leash off, really. You could almost see that down below you in the dugout. And, of course, it went perfectly for him and his players from then on. And you thinking back over moments, I know you've touched on this earlier in the show about the moments in the season, what if that, and that was vital. But we do add it up. But to come down to the injury time in the 38th game and have 2 goals scored to win the title from your nemesis, as Manchester United have been to Manchester City. It is, truth is so much stranger than fiction, isn't it?
A lot of people trying to make these comparisons between 89 and it's up for grabs now, and Alan Hansen and Paul Merson, who both played in that game, are saying, well, I was part of that, but this was more dramatic. Well, It's hard to say, isn't it? One's very fresh in our minds. But what's your reading of it, Martin?
Yeah, I was sitting in my own house listening to the late, great Brian Moore describe that, and I suppose the difference was that this was the home team, all the passion and the capacity for football to bring such joy to so many. Of course, it's such high joy because you have such low moments as well. And yesterday, of course, we touched on it a lot of times. Typical City, they say in Manchester. That means fall flat on your face. Just when you're about to have a great moment, it slips from your grasp. And the sea of blue around that just and those who couldn't believe what they were witnessing, really. I mean, we're neutrals and we couldn't believe it. So if you've been following Manchester City through the dark times, as well as obviously we mustn't forget that they did have great teams in the past. And one of the nice things yesterday was that I think half a dozen of the 68 winning title side were there at the Etihad, and Nora Mercer, the widow of the late Joe Mercer, who was manager of that team, were in attendance. So it was very well staged in terms of preparing for it, but nobody could have imagined that the players would stage it like that.
No, it's incredible. I mean, I love all sports. I love cricket so much, but nothing but football can do that to you. I don't think there is another sport that can take you to that place that we went yesterday. It was absolutely incredible, and nice for Vincent Kompany. I think he came across as a really decent bloke after.
Now he's the John Terry of Manchester City, and like John, now he's held up the Premier League trophy.
Yeah,
Martin, thanks for another great season.
Well. Thanks, Martin.
We will catch up with you soon.
Thanks, guys.
Take care. That's Martin Tyler there, Sky Sports commentator. Well done to our top team yesterday. Brilliant coverage on talkSPORT. I was listening all the way through the afternoon from White Hart Lane. It was fantastic work by everybody all around the grounds.
Much more exciting than our game was.
Yeah, well, it sounded like a bit of a dead rubber, but it was a bit end-to-end, wasn't it?
There was one point in the game that I amused myself, though, because I thought Lee Mason had a terrible game, the ref. I shouted out, "Ask yourself why you're doing this game, Mason!" Because it really was a dead game. But
we're asking you this afternoon, good season, bad season, and why?